There are several professionals out here, in the audience, including who have skills and abilities to help educate people for your campaign. As a president, could you please tell us how you would guide them in launching their own successful public sector career in education?
All right, so for those of you who would like to launch your own successful career in public education, I would also like to afterwards point you to Mohammed Chaudhry over there, who you can talk to. As you think about that, the number one thing I would say is hang out with kids. I can't tell you how many people apply for our program. It's amazing. We have people from around Silicon Valley applying, and they say, I've always wanted to be a teacher. I have always wanted to do this, and that's amazing. And I say, well, what have you done? Who have you hung out with? Have you been in a classroom? I've been in my kid's classroom. That's great. That's a start. But being in someone else's kid's classroom and explore that and see what it's like. Because there are so many careers in public education. We focus on helping people to explore what does it mean, HP, and said, you know what? Teaching actually isn't for me. Now that I've been in the classroom, I realize that, but what I want to do is to bring my technology knowledge to districts locally. And that would be amazing. I can kind of hang out with kids every once in a while. I like that, but I don't actually want to control that classroom. It's an important thing for you to realize early on, for you and for the kids. So I would say spend some time. One of the key things we do in our program is when people apply, they apply and say, I'm committed to the journey of becoming a teacher. That doesn't mean you're going to become a teacher at the end, but I'm committed to that journey. And part of that journey is 3 months in a classroom, 1 day a week, for 3 to 5 hours with kids that are not your own. And seeing what that's like and helping kids and seeing if that's really exciting to you. And for some folks, it will be very, very exciting. And for some folks, it will be interesting, but maybe you'll think about something else that you really want to do in education. That can be amazingly helpful and just as valuable. So that would be my biggest piece of advice is hang out with kids.
If you can't find any kids, we've got plenty.
Great to know.
All right, Brandon. As someone in a non-traditional and non-corporate career, you have utilized your inner talent to launch a successful career. You inspire many people who have similar tastes and ambitions. If someone in the audience wants to be in your shoes and get where you are today, how would you guide them?
Okay. Well, if you wanted to get involved and say something in the culinary arts, obviously you want to be able to make a product or a group of products that are really awesome tasting or very appealing to most people. So in starting for me, I just started watching Food Network and cooking and baking and things that they did and follow the recipes. I'm very inspired by a lot of my friends' parents and my parents, just watching them cook and eat their food. It's really good. You can't really brand like soup or salad or a steak or something. So you got to find an item like salad dressing or cookies or cupcakes or chocolates, at least from my angle on it, that is easily brandable and you can put a logo on it. So for me, I was cooking and baking tons of things. I ended up one night just making cupcakes randomly, pretty much unaware of the cupcake craze or the popularity of them. And I decided, this was such a small, cool product. I can easily sell this at the corner man, at the corner coffee shop. It was very accessible for me. So if anybody here or if anybody you guys know would want to start something in the culinary arts, I recommend making something that everybody loves, figuring out, honing in on just how to make it just perfect, where it looks the same every time and tastes pretty much consistently the same, and then let your friends and family taste it and try it and get it out there. I mean, people love food. Giving people food is like one of the top coolest things in the world. So especially treats like sugary stuff. So for me, it was just taking the cupcakes to the corner coffee shop. He sold a couple one day, and the coffee shop next door to him wanted to do it then, and it went, in San Francisco, there's like 4 coffee shops every block. So that was my route in. I could say there's a lot of other ways to get in. But yeah, like a salsa or a dressing or things like that where you could easily bottle it and put a label on it. And just keep going, give it to your friends, give it to your family. I'm out and about at clubs and stuff at night doing music, DJing. I would spread the word there, even though you don't think, these other hipster kids like cupcakes, well, they love them. They're gonna have a soccer game one day or a half day at work, they could order them, that kind of thing. Just thinking out of the box, I guess, and really following your passion and just trying to figure out where to start. Like I said, corner coffee shop, that kind of stuff. Eventually, we were courted by Whole Foods to be in Whole Foods. I didn't even call them. They went and got one at the corner coffee shop, great place to start, and called me and said, we had these at so-and-so, and we'd love to carry them in our stores, And so I think a lot of people are interested in putting the spotlight on local businesses. So if you can just make yourself aware, make yourself available and give awareness to your product, I think people will find it. But definitely don't just, sit and be quiet. You want to be very vocal, very proactive. And just, bringing cupcakes or treats or food around to anybody, no one really is going to say no. So, it's lots of green lights. Everywhere you go, you just got to go do it.
On that note, we thought out of the box and we actually have treats for well, not all of you guys. I mean, we weren't expecting so many people, but the panel members they were up late and they made some treats along with Chef Brandon.
You made some treats.
I made some treats as well. But
She made a really good one.
She's pretty good, right?
Yeah, egg pops. They're like, yeah.
I'm taking notes. All right, well, let's open the floor to questions.
Right. So another reminder, we already have quite a few interesting questions, and another reminder that Fawzia and Mariam are on the side with cue cards, so if you need to ask questions, you can ask. So we have a lot of interesting questions, and I hope we get the time to finish all of them. Okay. So the first one for Manish. You were born and raised here in California, and you still. That one, okay, let me move on to the next question.
I didn't already answer that one. She was all.
Okay, so for all of you then, how did each of you stay inspired and excited when the going gets tough? What is your little secret to keep the fire burning? And let's start with Monica.
So what's the secret of when the fire's burning? Okay. I think it goes back to my earlier answer that the creativity is what keeps us going, I think, for everyone on this panel. And it also is something where you have to keep educating yourself. You can't say that, okay, now I'm an architect, I know what I'm doing, and that's it. It's not the case. Just like, you buy a laptop today and tomorrow it's half the price and there's a new product out there. It's the same in construction industry. You have to educate yourself. You have to be passionate at what you're doing. There are so many architectural styles out there. We have clients who want us to work on a historic house. We have clients who want to do a very contemporary home. Right now I'm working on two projects. One is an extremely traditional home. We are bringing in antiques from Pakistan. And I'm doing another one in Los Altos Hills, which is a modern house. It's made out of steel and glass. So it's just that you have to keep educating yourself as to what is out there, what is the new technology or product you can bring back to your clients. And when they're going tough, this is what keeps you alive. Because even if you're doing a small bathroom remodel or you're doing a massive building, it's still creativity. And at the end of the day, you want the satisfaction that your client is happy, that you have really delivered what you went out to deliver, because that's extremely important, I believe. And I think it also comes back to, for all of us here, is a self-satisfaction. Unlike a lot of people in this room who are really business-oriented, most of us are not. We are very much aesthetics. So if you can just keep on working and designing and not build clients, we'll be happy. But, that's not how we live. But the idea is that just enjoy what you do, and I think even if the market is down, that is what keeps you going.
Anyone else would like to elaborate on that question?
Okay. Well, for the cupcakes, there's an easy, an obvious answer is if you get bored, you make a new flavor. But for me, like I said, I have a 6-year-old, so bringing every time anyone comes in the bakery and eats a cupcake, it just melts me. I don't know why. I can't separate myself from it. Little kids, they're my favorite, and I ask my parents all the time. That gives me energy for months, just that one comment. So I may be a little different, but I'm really inspired, just people, socializing, talking to people, new flavors, like I said, thinking of other culinary stuff we can do as a bakery. We can do, little pies, or we can do banana bread or something. I really try and pride myself on just doing cupcakes, but it's a bakery. We paid for all these health permits and stuff. We can really make anything. So if I get bored, I'll make like brittle, like hazelnut brittle or peanut brittle, and put it in little bags. And that I rarely am bored. But to keep the fire going, the economy can take ups and downs. You just wake up and you're excited to do it. I mean, following your passion, I think, keeps the torch lit just out of the gate. The fact that you are following your passion, and the kids are a huge part of it for me. I know that's not for everybody and it's not for every industry, but just the youth and the innocence, and they're inspired and they get so excited and stuff. So that keeps me going. That keeps me happy, and like I said, new flavors every now and then, seasonal stuff, getting involved in events like breast cancer or AIDS awareness or the Junior League or donating or something. The other companies court you to help volunteer and do stuff like that. So there's always kind of different personalities involved in different events we're doing, and that can be really colorful and inspiring and keeping it going as well.
Definitely very exciting. It's an array of things, like from flavors to kids to whatever, hard work and music and whatever inspires. We have one more very good question. It's again applicable to all of you. Can you speak to a time when you arrived at a crossroads between the corporate and the non-traditional? And how did you come to the decision to be non-traditional? Was it difficult?
Yes. Yes. The parents were pulling this way. I actually left medical school.
Wow.
The first year. That was a tough one.
A big round of applause
Yes.
at hearing that. I know people here who are in engineering and medical schools and have inclinations.
And it wasn't that easy, believe me. I had to evade my dad in a shotgun, and it was not easy, believe me. I actually left. I actually...
The parents are thinking, thank God we didn't bring them.
That's right. Without saying anything about, that life of what that was, it was all about passion. And I think it all came back down to what you want to do and what you want to wake up in the morning doing. And so I still kind of got forced into graduate and UC Davis and microbiology and the whole thing. And I was like, well, how are you going to feed yourself? But I think that in the end, if you love what you do and you wake up in the morning loving what you do, then certainly you can do well at it. And if you don't love what you do, you'll never do well at it. C equals MD, and I remember that too. So the reality is 70% was passing, but that didn't mean that that was a passionate person and someone who loved what they did. It was something that they were going to have to do because their mom and dad made them. And I think that, yes, it's not the popular thing, but in reality, the satisfaction that I get when I'm touring and I do a show, and for 2.5 hours we mesmerize the audience, hopefully, and one person comes to me and says, you took me away from my problems for 2.5 hours, and I forgot the whole world, and I was so engulfed in the music and the passion and the power, and seeing you also so engulfed and so detached from the whole thing, that makes it totally worth it.
That is outstanding, and I believe that resonates with a lot of people in the audience, and that's why we try to steal some thunder from Open by doing the non-traditional track. So on that same note, is there any other panelists, by the way, who would like to add?
I would like to add a little bit on this. I don't think I had a crossroad, and I want to just mention it because I know when as the son in the family, probably they were, pushing for you to join something which they thought you would be able to support the family. And just like you were exposed to music, my parents exposed me to architecture very early on, not knowingly that I'm going to go that route. But I remember I was a very good artist, and my dad used to worry, oh my God, you're going to be an artist? Really? But he never said no, and he exposed me to that and architecture, trying to help us kind of figure out what I would like, and thank God he did that, because I don't think I have the patience to be an artist for too long, and that really helped. So I think it's important that not only you kind of give practical advice to your kids that, think about what you're going to do in the future, but also see what they will be good at and then be practical about it at the same time.
Excellent. On that note,